Hello everyone and welcome back to Kuon as we start to tackle the final phase, the Kuon phase. I wanted to talk real quick about what you can surmise of the plot of this game. The story of Kuon begins in prehistory, in the ancient times, ancient even to the ancient times of the Heian period. In this time, we have two mulberry trees, and a shrine is built around them, and it is charged by members of the Hata clan to protect. The Hata clan in real life were immigrants from China via the Korean peninsula. According to Wikipedia, the Hata clan are reputed to have brought silk to Japan. If we fast forward, we bring in with Ashiya Doman. Ashiya Doman is a man who is powerful, but he is not as powerful as the woman in the center, Abe-No-Seimei. They take a few poetical licenses here, and they change Abe-No-Seimei from a man to woman in this game. Abe-No-Seimei is the Onmyoji, and she has an office with the emperor himself. Doman, obsessed and jealous and petty, wants what she has. He finds that the mulberry trees that he is in charge of, their kami, have these crazy powers, and he uncovers the Kuon ritual. He spends a few years and he makes basically an underground bunker. And then he sets in motion a plan to sacrifice his disciples and maybe even his daughters. And so what he does is he unseals the mulberry trees. The mulberry trees have a design of their own. They want to procreate. Very Bloodborne-esque here. They want a child. So the twins find his daughters, and while his daughters were playing, they orchestrate things in a way so that Utsuki and Kureha, or Kureha herself, falls to her death. And they offer Utsuki a Faustian bargain. Here, they want Utsuki to put Kureha in the chest, and they took over things from there. The Kuon ritual, as the on in the Kuon kanji suggest, runs on grudges. So Kureha goes to her death thinking that Utsuki pushed her and killed her, when in reality it was the twins who did the dirty work. So we start in the springtime, which, by the way, this originally released in the springtime. That Doman was already gone, probably because he knew what happened, and he was enacting his plan on the Fujiwara Manor, which is just below. And it was raining during this time, as we know from Kureha and Utsuki's diaries, but it takes about a year, from about May to around the springtime when this game pretty much begins. So in May 12th of the previous year, Kureha writes about her experience being a cocoon. And that's one of the questions I'd love for you guys to dissect. What is a cocoon, and how do they mean by cocoons? And why are people's bodies considered cocoons? We fast forward to October, and in October 25th, months after Kureha falls and is put into a chest, Kureha meets the twins. In March the following year, the twins come to Kureha again. In July 4th, Doman reveals that the nature of the Kuon spell, because Doman is confident enough in his knowledge. Either he discovered it because his daughter fell, or he discovered it years before. I kind of think he discovered it years before because he would have had the best construction workers on the planet if he had known about it, figured it out after Kureha fell, and thus made his underground laboratories. And then April 27th of where the game basically begins. A few days before, Utsuki describes Doman leaving, and then it begins to rain. The biggest thing here is that Kureha is jealous of Utsuki and Utsuki's body. Fast forward again, we're in our yin phase, and we think we're playing Utsuki, but in reality we're probably playing Kureha. But since Kureha is jealous of Utsuki's body, the combined entity of Utsuki and Kureha view themselves as Utsuki because of the jealousy and the envy of where Kureha was mentally. Meanwhile, Sakuya meets probably the real Utsuki and Kureha, and this is where it gets a little confusing, but if we believe that yin and yang phase that we're looking at here are recounts to the office that Abe-No-Seimei makes, then we can decide that memory plays an issue here. The difference between memories and delusions means that the combined entity of Utsuki and Kureha are probably not the most reliable narrators. The most reliable of narrator here is Yang phase under Sakuya. However, we don't know exactly what the powers of the mulberry trees are, and so just being around Kureha might have made things a little different. So the cocoon, which is what we're basically playing in yin phase, finds the actual Utsuki having fallen and combines into that, meshing all of those memories into the body that they find at the end of yin phase, and it merges all of them back together. At the end of yang phase, we find Sakuya is chased by Kureha, the arm that does the dirty work, the innocent arm, and it's probably a vision of our player character themselves, which is why that Kureha is invulnerable to anything you throw at them. So that brings us very quickly to the start of Kuon phase, so let's begin.
Sakuya, are you... Utsuki! Run! Run away from me! Hurry! Utsuki! Wait here. I promise I'll find a way to save you.
I sense a strong presence to the south.
Yes, I can feel it too. Could he be around here?
Yes, Master.
The manor's curse is strong. He can't be far. Damn him and his unorthodox ways. What in the world is he doing? Doman. I shall never understand you or your wicked ways. I believe we should go south. Zenki, Goki, shall we?
Yes, Master.
Seimei's wish is my command.
Alright, first thing is first. Zenki and Goki are in folklore, a husband and wife pair of bandit Oni. Apparently, to folklore, Emperor Tenmu convinced them to reform, and they became basically protectors. We're gonna save them, so we're gonna pull them off of our equipment list. Basically, Kuon phase is a victory lap, as I mentioned earlier. A lot of pathways are blocked off. And it pretty much puts you on rails to the finale. And over here we're going to find some more Senin Seka and some more Sutegumo. Abe-No-Seimei runs around with... Is that a Naginata? That might be a Naginata. Yeah, they call it a ceremonial spear. But she has a lot of reach. And she can pretty much... Sorry about that, I was interrupted by the street sweepers. Anyway, she has a lot of reach, she has a lot of strength. She can pretty much mow down anything in her path. Speaking of the path, we have a woman's body here. Lies in a pool of blood. Something is scrawled in blood. The bloody banquet has finally ended. No one remains. Everything is gone. And the same thing here. The one can assume this woman went to town. So let's keep going. Huge scars on the wall made with great force. My blood, my blood. What fun, what fun. And we're gonna find that this pathway is also blocked with another body. Again, there's really only one way to go. And this door is now completely discombobulated. The hole is here, which definitely confirms that this happens after Yin and Yang phase. The most reliable narrator is Abe-No-Seimei. Coming over here to check the tent yields some more hibari, which they load her down with, and if you can see, she's got some hien, lots of hien cards. The door won't open. We're not allowed and the device is inoperable. But we can go through here. So we get maybe our first real ambush. But again, they're no match for Abe-No-Seimei. There's a few surprises here and there if you decide to explore as much as it allows you to. Over here, we'll find a mangled corpse lies at the bottom of the wicker chest. And it is probably the same mangled corpse that Kai was obsessing over. And that man's obsession led to his death. Quite a bit like Big Hat Logan will. Over here, we will find that same ambush. But again, no match for Abe-No-Seimei. We're gonna take our elixir and some more hibari. And this door won't open. And so we will continue on. What's in the center of the place is another one of those nasty ambushes with the flesh guys. And they can juggle you, so we're gonna move back here and toss a couple spells. And we're gonna finish this guy off melee. And this is the Lord's Suite, obviously. That's probably one of the more nastier ambushes for Abe-No-Seimei. Our goal, though, is the Buddhist shrine, so we're gonna head that way. The game doesn't really tell you what your goal is. Just gonna have to figure that out yourself. Here's that clothed gaki. If you come down at the wrong time in his patrol, he will try and attack you, but we were lucky there. And for our troubles, we get some more Seinen Seika, which will come in handy for the final boss. Abe-No-Seimei and Kuon phase only has a single boss, although some of the encounters are boss-like. Such as this 2 Yamabito fight. Want to aggro one of them. Come on, get up. I guess he doesn't want to. I'm gonna head this way and fight this guy instead. He's gonna drop us an elixir. And we're gonna keep going. So let's go check out the tree.
I smell something. It's coming from this mulberry tree. This hole was created by a metal spike. The 5 elements are in conflict. Metal subdues the tree's energy. Who would disrupt this balance? Where could the spike have gone?
Well, we don't know, but first we have a book. Doman's book, Volume 2. Document written by Doman concerning the mulberry. The mulberry trees harbor a powerful spell. They are living creatures with wills of their own. They live far longer than humans and are much more intelligent. After I've completed my mission and the time is right, I must subdue those twins once again. There are many ways to subdue them. Which way would be best? Fire annihilates them immediately, but once they're dead I won't be able to use them again. I suppose I'll suppress them, but keep them alive. I'll use a demon suppressing spike. But given their magical powers, one spike may not be enough. I must remember that the twins are a trivial concern. They're only tools for sorcery. In this realm, only that woman has the power to resist me. He's talking about Abe-No-Seimei. If it wasn't obvious by now. Let's go take a look at the Jizo. Head has fallen off. So we're going to continue on. Coming across the tree should tell you pretty much what you need to go, because in both phases we put the spikes in the Buddhist shrine. So logic dictates that the spikes should still be there, which is how you are supposed to figure out where to go. And we don't really have anything in our way to stop us now. Not a whole lot of tempests in our way. Over here we'll get a card, Slip with Blood, some more Hibari. And we'll find that air is drifting out from the shrine, and you can see that 2 of the spikes have fallen to the ground. And we'll pick those up. There's only 2 of them, for some reason. And one has to wonder where the third one disappeared to. So let's go back to the tree and try to suppress those mulberry tree demons. Not a huge run. And I was considering and meditating on some of the comments that have been made. And while I think this is one of the 2 best FromSoft PS2 games, I think it is better played to understand it than probably watched. And it does contribute a lot to current FromSoft design language. Like the spell system is more or less just a precursor to what we'll get in Demons and Dark Souls and later Bloodborne. It's very adjacent to how Bloodborne's spell system works, especially when you end up putting one spell on square.
Demons!
Where?
To the golden sword of the heavens, I pledge my mortal protection. Demons above and below, beware, or taste the wrath of God and be torn asunder. Huh? So, you're one of Doman's disciples. Where is he?
The Master, that man, used us as sacrifices to perfect his magic.
Just what I would have expected.
Utsuki fell victim to evil magic. She is somewhere in the cave. Please help her.
All right, I understand. I will do my best. I don't think 2 spikes will be enough.
And so we'll teleport ourselves down to the lab. In that FMV, we find that Sakuya has not had an easy time of it. She may have been fighting the Kureha that was chasing her at the end of Yang phase unsuccessfully, or she might have been fighting the demon directly. I also love how Abe-No-Seimei just shoves the demon aside. And what isn't subtitled is the mulberry twin going, "Where? Where's the demon?" So we'll be back here. It's obviously a boss chamber. But first we have to do some investigations. And figure out where the heck Doman disappeared to. And we'll find that the trees are... We'll find that the corpses now are on fire. Including poor Ayako.
Back off!
That was a good card.
Someone gave this to me. I've been saving it for a long time. It's my last card.
Oh, you must be Utsuki. I understand you were possessed by Doman's renegade sorcery.
The singing isn't so loud now. I feel calmer. And in accordance with my father's wishes, I'm no longer of this world. I seek living humans. I'm so thirsty. Just the sight of flesh and blood drives me mad. So, I burn the corpses.
I do know. The mulberry tree needs to be sealed. If fortune is on our side, we won't be too late. But we must have more spikes in order to accomplish this.
I know. I will die here.
That is your choice to make, but what about your father? He used his own daughter as a sacrifice? If he did this, he could do worse. Your father must be killed.
So, there is Utsuki, as well as our wolf of this game.
I don't have much longer to live. Strangely enough, though, I feel calm and at peace. I guess I won't be able to care for the irises in the garden. That makes me sad. I would like to be alone now. I would like to be alone.
Alright. So let's continue on. We have our final goal. Find the rest of the spikes and or find Doman, that rapscallion. Over here we're going to find another one of his books. Those twins, where did those mulberry trees come from? Rumor has it that the ancestors of the Hata clan found them somewhere and brought them here. I've never seen mulberry trees like them. Or perhaps their seeds floated here from China, Korea, or some foreign land. Once there was a man named Chu Fu who came here from China seeking eternal youth and immortality. Every age has its fools, as does every realm. Eternal youth and immortality are nothing but illusions. We enjoy life because we know we will die. What greater pleasure is there in this world than to battle with one's mortal enemy and emerge victorious? So it isn't immortality that Doman is looking for, but he is looking for power. Power enough to do battle with Abe-No-Seimei and to emerge victorious. That is where his obsession is, and where his obsession lies. And for that, he would destroy everyone in his path to get to that one wish. As mentioned earlier, the Hata clan in real life are considered the ones who brought about silk farming in Japan. So there might be a little bit of the xenophobia going on in there. So let's continue on. Let's be nosy and look in here. And there's some more spikes here. 9 more, in fact. And another book by Doman. Silk thread obtained from these cocoons has magic power in concentrated form, which can be used in a variety of spells. It can be used as a seal. A seal made from magic silk thread can't be breached by anyone, even someone with supernatural strength. Other uses for this silk thread are spells that manipulate summoned creatures or servant spirits. One can also attach the silk thread to puppets. Once given simple orders, the puppets will execute them and act of their own accord. I could also make a servant puppet from that woman's flesh and skin and force her to do my bidding. There's Doman again, being Doman. And we've seen those puppets at the bottom of the underground, wrapped in red silk. We're going to take a moment and cleanse ourselves of sin here. Because we will be getting to a rather nasty boss fight soon. And we're going to be attacked by some Silkworm guys. Not worth dealing with. But first of all, we do have those spikes, so let's make our way back out. And we don't have a map. You don't really need one. By this point, you probably have it memorized. Camera angle, please. Before we enter, let's set up. So I'm gonna show off Zengi, and employ our Seinen Seika. Obviously, now that we've gotten the spikes, the boss room has lit up.
I was wondering why it was taking so long for the Kuon cocoon to form. No wonder this is your doing, Seimei, you bitch!
I was wondering why I hadn't seen you for a while. Doman, you were seduced by evil and the darkness.
I'm only concerned in your body, for it would make a lovely cocoon. All I need is your flesh and blood. I could care less. You will die here, a worthy sacrifice to the Kuon cocoon.
He's got pretty much all of his Keep hitting the wrong buttons. Alright, we're fine. He's got all of his spells. He can throw out tempests. He also has a shield that he puts up that will make him immune to all damage. So you want to use all of your Seinen Seika and then switch your spell. Oh, we'll use some Karyu. Oh, he was lucky there. And so we're done.
Kuon. If only I had completed, I would have ruined you.
Are you?
Let's center ourselves, even though we don't really need to. And follow.
Stop! Please stop! Utsuki! Utsuki.
I guess I'm too late.
It's over now. A new mulberry tree will spawn. Our beloved child.
Be still. Now, I'm not going to enjoy this, but I have no choice.
Wait, please wait! She hasn't been outside the manor. Her father tricked her, and we can't let her die!
We simply have no idea what will be born from the chest.
But
you're so stubborn. All right, fine. Hold this.
what is it?
This is just to satisfy my curiosity. I'll see you soon.
Don't be afraid. It's safe. Come on out. I've never been allowed outside before. This is wonderful. I never expected anything like this. From now on, you will be able to go outside anytime you would like. And just think, you can choose where you want to live. How's that sound? Yeah. Well then, let's get going.
And that, my friends, is Kuon. So that's Kuon. Kuon is probably my favorite of the PS2 games that I've played so far. And I've played Shadow Tower Abyss, and I will be playing Kingsfield 4, which is basically the granddaddy of the FromSoft games. What I love about it is its atmosphere and its way of doing things. As with all Kaidan, those who were without any power, all 9 of those people who didn't have any power over Doman got their revenge on Doman. And at the end, we have the combined force of Utsuki and Kureha, Lord Fujiwara, Lady Fujiwara, and everybody there reincarnated as a mulberry tree. As the mulberry child. They look like Utsuki because that's what the audience has its sympathies towards, and it's the one we know the most. But the combined 9 people got their revenge at the end. And Doman is in that mulberry child too, but he's nothing against the combined entity that is that mulberry child. And the sweetest bit of that ending is indeed the mulberry child being able to go wherever she wants. Utsuki and Kureha never left the manor complex. They never left the shrine. And now they can explore the world and decide where they want to go. Sakuya is now that guardian of that mulberry child. And with the ability to seal it or suppress it should that mulberry child ever go nuts or anything. But yes, Kuon is probably my favorite of the PS2 games. I think its flaws are in some of the phases you don't have very much enemy variety. The battle system is a lot easier to get a hold of, although I adjust to weird control systems very quickly. But the aesthetics are on point, the atmosphere is on point. I really love the story, and I'm sad that Atsushi Taniguchi, who was the producer, read director of this game. FromSoft didn't really make people quote directors until much later. People were either producers or they were supervisors, and the supervisor was Naoto Shizen. Naoto Shizen is on the board of directors at FromSoft. He's the one who pretty much holds the IP of Kingsfield and Metal Wolf Chaos. Miyazaki actually mentioned him to Vice when Vice asked him about Metal Wolf Chaos, and he's like, nah man, guy's still my boss. I can't do anything about that. And I believe he's talking about Naoto Shizen, whose name is pretty much all over FromSoft up until Demon Souls. Probably because he vacated the president position and joined the board of directors when Katakawa bought out FromSoft. Probably from ASCII Entertainment, because ASCII Entertainment pretty much collapsed. Age Tech, as the American arm of ASCII Entertainment, disappeared in the mid-aughts, so pretty much after this, they couldn't publish Armored Core anymore because it was too expensive, and Age Tech kind of like faded into nothingness. But yeah, there's a lot to say about where this game sets towards modern FromSoft games, and I think it has a lot to do with how spells are done in Souls and Bloodborne. And especially in Bloodborne, and how spells are kind of itemized as they are. Whereas in Souls, it's more how many spells per day you can use, like from D&D. And remember, Kingsfield itself goes all the way back to AD&D and wizardry, and so the spell system kind of works into Kuon in that way, and then Kuon works into Bloodborne and Souls, its spell system, in that way. I think it plays better when you're on the controls than it actually looks. It looks janky, kind of is, kind of isn't. You get used to it. And it's definitely one of their better stories that they've done in the Age of Ancients games. So, thank you very much for joining me for this LP. I am grateful for that. Let's hope that some of the rumors for Shadows Die Twice are correct, and that it is at least a Kuon adjacent game, because FromSoft does ghost stories like this extremely well, and I hope more people get to experience some of FromSoft's ghost stories. And thank you for spending your time with me, those who have been following this as it goes up, and those who will be following this in the future. Thank you very much for joining me, and bye-bye.